Would everyone please rise for the national anthem? Leading us in the anthem is Cameo Humes, who is a tenor in the Lyric Opera of Chicago Chorus.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. So, good afternoon and welcome to the 2024 commencement ceremony of Chicago-Kent College of Law at Illinois Institute of Technology. I am Dean Anita Krug, and I am pleased to welcome our 2024 graduating class and their family and friends to recognize this great accomplishment. As we celebrate graduation, we know that this achievement would not have been possible without family and friends, and I am thrilled to be the first to say it. Congratulations to our class of 2024. Commencement is a moment to reflect on what you have accomplished and hope to accomplish in the future. It is a rite of passage shared by those you love and by the faculty who have seen you grow into the role of attorney and advocate. And throughout this ceremony, I hope we keep our focus solely on this purpose, the reason that we have come together this afternoon. We are here to share a wonderful moment of celebration and reflection that marks the beginning of a new and exciting adventure for our graduates. And with us today are my amazing faculty and my amazing and inspiring faculty colleagues sitting behind me. I am so thankful for their expertise and their commitment to our students. And I would like to take just a moment to express our thanks and deep gratitude to our retiring faculty members. Professor Doug Godfrey, who has been a longtime member of our legal writing faculty and who, over the years, has served as a value and committed teacher, mentor, and counselor for our students. And I know Professor Godfrey is here, so if he might stand for just a moment. Professor Richard Gonzalez, who has tirelessly helped hundreds of students learn the practical aspects of litigation through his Plaintiffs Employment Law Clinic and as director of Chicago-Kent's Clinical Education Program. He unfortunately is not here today, but we thank him as well for his wonderful service. Finally, I want to mention a third faculty member who will retire at the end of August, Associate Dean Steve Soule. Dean Soule has been instrumental in the lives of, I dare say, almost all of our students over the past 30 years, both as a beloved instructor of criminal law and legislation and as our Associate Dean for Academic Administration and Student Affairs, a role that he has held in some form or another over the past 27 years. It's an understatement to say that we will miss him. He has touched so many lives, not only of students, but also faculty and staff during the course of his tenure, that it's difficult to imagine his no longer being a fixture at Chicago Kent. Dean Soul. Thank you so much to Dean Soul and to Professors Gonzalez and Godfrey. We will always be immensely grateful for your wonderful contributions, which have benefited all of us so very, very much. Also joining us today is Mel Flowers, Chicago Kent class of 2023, who is a member of the Illinois Tech Board of Trustees, as well as Bob Hull, who is a 1970 graduate of the Stewart School of Business, also a member of the Board of Trustees, and the chair of the Illinois Tech Alumni Association Board of Directors. Mr. Flowers and Mr. Hull, please stand so that we can recognize you. And I want to give a special welcome to our esteemed alumni celebrating their 50th anniversary today. You may have noticed them in their golden robes, which signify their golden anniversary. I invite these alumni to stand. We offer our deepest respect and admiration of them. They have come together to celebrate half a century of enduring connections and countless experiences that have shaped their lives. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each of them on this remarkable milestone. Each of these individuals holds a special place in the history of Chicago Kent and has made significant contributions to our community, both during their time as students and in the years since then. We hope this celebration serves as a reminder of the enduring bonds forged during your time together and a testament to the friendships that have withstood the test of time. May today be a joyous celebration of your achievements and cherished memories as members of the Chicago Kent community. As a token of our appreciation to these alumni, we will present the 1974 graduates with a copy of their degree. Will the members present from the class of 1974 please come to receive your diploma when I call your name? All right. M. Edwin Garman. Catherine A. Jablanowski. David Julian. Dennis Kellogg. E. James Raymond. Leslie Penelope Recht. also like to recognize the many alumni of Chicago-Kent who are joining us today. Please stand if you are a Chicago-Kent alum. Wonderful. So glad to have you here today. So everyone, what a law school experience it has been. You worked hard and you got the most that you possibly could from your classes and your many other experiences. As a result, you are well positioned for professional success in a constantly evolving world. I wish you much, much success in your careers wherever they may take you. And I also wish for you to continue to pursue that passion that brought you to law school. But of course, to do so with integrity and civility. Having gotten to know so many of you over the course of your years with us, I have great confidence that you will do that. I have great and tremendous confidence in all of you. Now I am pleased to introduce our first speaker, who represents the JD class of 2024 as this year's valedictorian, Paul Theodore Ansani. Paul graduated from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in 2015 with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering and a minor in Mathematics. During his time at Chicago-Kent, he served as a research assistant for Professor Steve Heyman and as a teaching assistant for contracts and legal writing. Paul was active in extracurricular activities, participating in the Chicago Environmental and Energy Law Clinic, serving as an executive articles editor for the Chicago-Kent Law Review and executive board member of the Moot Court Honor Society. Paul completed an externship in the Northern District of Illinois, and last summer he served as a summer associate in the Chicago office of Wilkie Farr and Gallagher LLP. He will be joining that firm's patent litigation team full-time upon graduating. Please join me in welcoming Paul to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Krug, and all the Chicago-Kent staff and faculty. I am thrilled to be standing here today on behalf of the graduating Chicago-Kent class of 2024. To my fellow graduates, it has been an honor to get to know you all, and I am thrilled to have created so many lifelong friendships. Law school is all about choice. For many of us, the choice to come here meant that we walked away from another job, a previous career. For others, this was a lifelong dream, a decision that was made long ago. One thing I came to love about Chicago-Kent is how everyone is here for a different reason. But whatever brought us here, we all chose to commit the past 3 years of our lives to attend law school. Our choice impacted not just us as students, but those around us as well. For behind every successful law student, there is a supportive group of family, friends, parents, significant others, many of whom are here with us today. On that note, it is Mother's Day, so I want to be sure to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms in attendance. I hope watching your child or partner or mom walk across this stage is better than any other gift you could have asked for. Or at least that's what I'm telling my mom. Choosing to go to law school not only impacted us, but it affected these loved ones who committed a part of themselves to help us on our journey. They altered their schedules and adjusted their lives so that we could study for exams, submit job applications, attend networking events. So to all you celebrating with us today, we are truly thankful for the support you have given us these past few years. For whatever reason, we all found our internal calling to the law. Once we decided to attend law school, there's next the choice of where you want to go. For me, that decision was easy. I wanted to stay in Chicago, and I'm glad to say that I made the right decision. The Chicago legal market truly feels like a small community. Walking around downtown last summer, I was frequently running into my fellow students at Chicago Kent, and I am looking forward to bumping into all my fellow classmates for years to come, hopefully just not across from them in the courtroom. And now we've made it to the point where we get to make the most important choice of all, what we want to do to better the world. Over the past 3 years, I've learned so much about the passions that drive Chicago Kent students and the pride they bring to their work. You will not find two graduates among this class who are headed down the same path. Across different cities, different industries, we have attorneys going into private practice, student and local governments, the judiciary, legal aid organizations, and that freedom of choice is what makes this degree so powerful. Wherever we choose to go, I am confident that everyone in this room will make a difference, and I am looking forward to seeing the change that we choose to create. Thank you all again. It's truly been a pleasure getting to know you all, and congratulations to the class of 2024.
Thanks so very much, Paul, for those truly inspiring words. I'm now pleased to introduce our LLM class speaker, Irakli Chimakashvili. Today, Irakli is receiving his degree in the LLM program in global business and financial law. He was born in the Republic of Georgia and earned his bachelor degree at Ilia State University and his master's degree in law from Tbilisi State University. He is currently a researcher and doctoral candidate at the Eastern European University. Irakli received a full semester scholarship to Chicago Kent's LLM program, and while at Chicago Kent, he earned the Cali Award in Business Organizations. Please join me in welcoming Irakli to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here today. It is a great privilege to stand before you as we celebrate not just the end of our journey, but also the beginning of our next great adventure. To the class of 2024, our families, friends, and faculty, thank you for having me. Today I address you not merely as a graduate, but as a representative of collective, diverse group of LLM students from around the world. My own journey law commenced far from here, in the beautiful country of Georgia. Serving as a professor and as a member of the Georgian Bar Association, I gained invaluable insights into the complex yet profound impact of law on society and individual lives. As I have my own story rooted in Georgia, each of you brings a wealth of experiences from your own countries, from your own homes. Get busy living or get busy dying. A phrase that resonates deeply with us has been a constant reminder that the life is a series of choices. Every day we choose to either embrace the fullness of life or retreat in the face of its challenges. But of course, our choice has always been to live with purpose and to live with passion. The discussions and ideas we share, the love we give and receive are what truly define us. I've learned that great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. It is in the sharing of ideas and in the power of love that we can find the greatest fulfillment. For indeed, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. This very moment reminds me of the wise words once spoken by the well-known Georgian politician and my friend as well. Navigating through the toughest of times, even in moments of despair, fear, or vulnerability, it is important to recall that the most intense darkness and seemingly endless nights always come right before the break of dawn. This perspective has been a beacon of hope, revealing the road ahead through the darkest times. Our wide-ranging, lovely group always reminds me the words of Maya Angelou's profound words. I've had rainbows in my clouds, And the thing to do, it seems to me, is to prepare yourself that you can be a rainbow in somebody else's cloud. Somebody who may not look like you, may not call God the same name you call God, if they call God at all. They may not eat the same dishes prepared the way you do. They may not dance your dances or speak your language, but still be a blessing to somebody. Because of that, I express my deepest appreciation to our professors for their invaluable guidance and support throughout this journey. Dean Weber, Professor Batlan, Professor Warner, they have provided exceptional mentorship for us all. And also another acknowledgement goes to Professor Tierney and Professor Franklin, whose insights and encouragement have been especially influential for me. And finally, I want to express my deepest appreciation to the United States for supporting the Georgian people, their independence and their freedom. As we move forward, let us embrace the challenges with resilience, make choices that reflect our deepest values, and simply live a life marked by love and purpose. Let us remember that our journey is not just about reaching a destination, but about the lessons we learn, the people we touch, and the difference we make along the way. I thank you, and congratulations, class of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Irakli. And thank you to both of our student speakers. What truly wonderful comments. So, as is our tradition, I do want to take this opportunity to note a few members of the graduating class recognized by their peers for their extraordinary contributions. The Bar and Gavel Awards honor those who have provided outstanding service to Chicago-Kent, the community, and the legal profession. Paul Theodore Ansani, Claire Frances Bullington, David Luis Duran, Alex Endres Beck, Clarice Fisher, Anita Huang, Kima Ruxi Karimi, Lindy Elizabeth McVeigh, Blythe Oswald Pabon, Eric Baldemar Rivera, Evelyn Tarnofsky, Danielle Christine Taylor, Caitlin Mary Pat Watkins, Catherine Withers, Claudia Voislav. Congratulations to each of you on your achievements. And now I am pleased to introduce this year's commencement speaker, two-time Emmy Award-winning TV personality, actor, serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, and a member of Chicago-Kent's class of 1999, Billy Deck. Billy is regularly on NBC's The Today Show and has appeared on Criminal Minds, Empire, and Chicago Fire. In September of 2023, Billy released his award-winning documentary entitled Food Roots. His successful business ventures include the Sunda New Asian Restaurant Group, the Underground Cocktail Club, HR Pro, and the COAC Creative Agency. In 2016, he served as director of the Cultural Relations for the Chicago United States Olympic Committee. As a presidential appointee, he served 5 years on the President's Advisory Commission on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and the White House Bullying Prevention Task Force. Billy is a Harvard Business School alum and has received several academic and professional awards, including the Chicago-Kent College of Law Professional Achievement Award, the State's Attorney's Community Leadership Award, the State of Illinois Excellence in Business Award, the Asian American Hall of Fame Award, and the Illinois Institute of Technology Personal Achievement Award. Please join me in welcoming Billy Deck to the podium.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? It's a celebration. What a beautiful day. This is amazing. Thank you, Dean Krug, Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, the entire Chicago-Kent family. This is such a huge honor for me. I'm so excited. I just have to say it again. I know you've heard it a bunch of times already, but let's give an incredibly joyful applause to the Chicago-Kent class of 2024. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations. Yes. Yes, you deserve it. And I know the moms have heard this already today, but you all are just so special, so beautiful, so lovely. We have to say Happy Mother's Day again, and I have to give a little shout out to my mom over there. It's been a long journey. Yep, she's she immigrated here when she was young from the beautiful 7,641 islands of the Philippines with nothing, and just worked really hard, like I know all the parents have here, to make a better life for all of us. So thank you, Mom, and thank you to all the moms. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Yes. All right. All right, let's just let's address the elephant in the room. You guys deserve it. You worked really hard to get here. Grueling, the toughest, one of the most rigorous, expensive things you could possibly willingly do to yourselves. You made it through law school and coming out of a global pandemic lockdown and arguably continual chaos. And at this commencement ceremony, you all have had these amazing barristers, a senator, a attorney general, a justice of the Supreme Court, a president of the United States of America here. So I get it. Some of you are probably thinking, how do we get this guy? I get it. I ask myself. Speaking of former U.S. presidents, once at a commencement, one said, "For all those of you graduating with high honors, awards, distinctions, I say well done. For any of you C students, well, you too could be the president." I guess my version of that is, for all of you who just breeze through law school and have your whole life laid out and ahead of you, just perfect. Congrats, you're a unicorn. And for those of you who may never, ever, ever practice law and run headfirst into every problem, obstacle, issue, chaos, craze, tragedy, loss, well, one day you may get the high honor of being asked to deliver your law school commencement speech. It can happen. But why me? I mean, could it just be that the world is just ridiculously crazy different now? It just is. I mean, it's changing rapidly, full of disruption, conflict, pain, protests, conflict, craze. And once you come up here in about 10 minutes and join us, you will then be empowered to be in the same business as me, in the industry of service. Serving people in need, no matter what you decide to do. You could be a lawyer, you can serve food, you can do really anything, but you will be empowered to serve those in need. Comfort. You can serve care, support, security, happiness. I'm not sure, but I do know that Chicago Kent might just have changed your life, because I know it changed mine in ways I've never talked about until today. So I'm just a kid who was born and raised in the streets of Chicago with my little brother Anthony. Two fully fun, rambunctious, ethnically ambiguous, crazy, half-Asian kids that love to run around and play football, do martial arts, always having each other's back. I remember once a bunch of bullies were coming after me in middle school, and I just didn't fit in. And all of a sudden, Anthony, my brother, little brother, swooped in with these like high-flying kicks and somehow scared everyone away and saved the day. And then one day when he's like 10, he started a restaurant in our house, and I worked for him, and it was weird. And all we did was we just, charged our parents to eat food that they bought. It was genius. We had each other's back. But as time went on, sadly, life happens, and sometimes it's not always great. Anthony fell ill with a mental illness. And then my dad did as well. Sometimes landing in the hospital for weeks at a time, sometimes months. And for my dad, it was really hard. He couldn't keep the family afloat. We lost our family business. We lost our home. Lost everything right before I left for college. Being somewhat of a breadwinner in my teens, all I cared about was taking care of my family. I worked 24/7 in restaurants, and when those would close, 10 p.m., I would go to the nightclubs and be a bouncer, a 19-year-old nightclub doorman. I was living on couches, sometimes different people's houses. Eventually, I lived in a closet where I dressed up for my first day of law school. Embarrassingly, I got really into this idea of going to law school because I got obsessed watching the OJ trials. I know you parents know what I'm talking about. And I guess I have to thank Chicago Kent. I landed this amazing role as not just an attorney, but a legal expert on the hit TV drama, American Crime Story, The People vs. OJ, across Larry King, the real Larry King. And I was really nervous. But all I did was I just pretended I was criminal law expert professor Richard Kling. And it was awesome. Give it up for him. I'll never forget my first day of law school. Someone told me there were 2 rules to survive first-year law school. Number 1, you can't have a full-time job in your first year of law school. Number 2, when a professor calls on you, and you will get called on, never, ever say, I don't know. I broke those rules the first month. I was 22 years old. I just got my first apartment, and I was living with my dad and my brother on and off between they were in hospitals. I had to make more money, and I came up with this idea that I would open my own business. And at 22, I opened up my first nightclub in the first month of law school, which was 12 jobs all at once. It turned out to be really successful, but it was an academic death sentence. 18-hour days, 7 days a week. I was a terrible student, I can admit it. I was always unprepared, I was lost. The first time I got called on, it was civil procedure. Professor Steinman looked around, and I did that like stare away. You know, like, you can't look him in the eye. No, but you can't look straight down. You kind of look in the middle, right? And all of a sudden, I heard, Mr. Deck. All of a sudden, almost passed out, head pounding, my eyes were sweating, and I don't even know if your eyes can sweat. I was like, just completely could not breathe or see or anything. And I was comatose, and all of a sudden I heard my mouth say, I don't know. Yeah, and everybody gasped. I'll never forget the professor's response. She was just like, that's okay, we'll just sit here and I'll wait for you. Why don't you be entrepreneurial and just make something up? That was advice that I've kept to this day. It was bad. I had to come clean to Chicago Kent. I had to go to the powers that be and say that this is not going to work out. I have these issues with my family and money, and I can't do it. Instead of showing me the door, they rallied around me, and they just figured out a way. With empathy, innovative creativity, nimbly and positively figuring out how they could get me through law school and sit where you're sitting today. I might have abused that privilege on a couple times because I was able to reschedule things. I mean, the Bulls were going through championships. I owned nightclubs. MJ would be there. I would tell him I had an exam the next day. He said, you tell him Michael Jordan said, we need you. And it actually worked. I'm sorry. After law school, my career in hospitality and entertainment took off like a rocket, but no matter what, mental illness got the best of my brother. One day I got a call from a police captain. He said, your brother died in a tragic accident. After, my dad checked out, went back to the islands of the Philippines, and unfortunately he died too, and I was sent a bag of his ashes. My point is, I was able to persevere. I was able to keep going. I was able to go strong and arguably thrive, arguably on behalf of them, but also for my family and my community. And I got to tell you, that grit, I mean, that's a gift from Chicago Kent. They gave me the gift of courage, problem solving, facing challenges, gathering all the elements, search all sides of the problems, arguments, positions, assess everything through empathy, critical thinking, trusting. There's a process. There's a way. There's support. Never stop trying. And not just for yourself, but for the service of others. Recently, I went back to the islands of the Philippines because I heard a quote that my grandfather from the Philippines, my Lolo Monaco, used to say all the time. And he said, "You don't know where you're going unless you know where you're from." On this journey, I looked for family and elders to learn the recipes of my ancestors, to understand my heritage, identity. I learned that my Lolo Monaco was a great attorney. He worked his way hard out of this little village to go to the big city and go and put himself through law school. He got all these great lucrative offers, but he didn't take them. He stayed the course and was a leader in his community. When people were in need, in trouble, they didn't have money and they couldn't afford legal, they used to line up and he'd help them. He wouldn't charge them. People would try to gift him stuff, vegetables, fruit, fish, animals like a goat, and he'd turn around and he'd serve them. He would cook them meals, serving care, hospitality, hope, kindness, and love. And when the pandemic happened, our restaurant, Sunda, had to close like everyone else in the world, and we didn't know where we were going. It was bad. But we knew where we were from, and we started to feed those in need. Started with 100 free meals a week, got up to 500 a day. And it makes us proud to be following his footsteps of service. After I left my Lolo's little village in the Philippines, something was drawing me to these mountains off the grid, no internet, no phone service, looking for this village above the clouds, hidden, where this 103-year-old last remaining Mambatuk, this woman, who was the keeper of this ancient art of tattoo. Her name was Wangad. It was outlawed long ago by colonizers, but she was a safekeeper. If you could find this woman, if you could find this village, and if she so chose, you might get a gift of her tattoo. There's 100 dialects in the Philippines. Couldn't communicate with her. She just put her hand on my heart, looked me in the eyes, through my soul, and took a thorn, tied it to a stick, dipped it in ink, took another club and hammered it in my chest for like an hour. Bleeding, looking over the mountains, thinking about life. She left me with this beautiful tribal tattoo of a flying eagle. It wasn't until months later I get back to the US and I was researching things and I found out the story behind this tattoo. And it was about two brothers. One happens to die, and he turns into the serpent eagle. He turns into the serpent eagle to fly through the sky over his brother to watch over him and protect him. So what does this have to do with Chicago Kent? Well, I happen to have someone else here who's been looking over me for forever. One of the times, Anthony was struggling, my little brother, with mental illness. He got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Police were questioning him. Went bad. He ended up in jail, wrongfully accused. I was so freaked out. I didn't know what to do. I had no money. Didn't know what to do. But I'd heard about this professor. That was a criminal law professor. He was getting folks out of jail pro bono for free who were wrongfully accused of crimes. The only problem was this professor would go around telling everybody, and he still does today, that I never showed up to his class. I called. I had to. I didn't have anything. He answered, and he swooped in and saved the day. That same professor took my mom and I to D.C. and sponsored me to get sworn in before the United States Supreme Court. And I still think he has something to do with me winning some of those awards you just heard about and why I might even be up here today. And he still jokes that he's seen me more now after law school than during law school. And the good news is he's still in the business of service and he's here today. Everyone, let's give a round of applause to Professor Kling. Now, I want to tell you how important this man is. He knew I was scared. That incident scared me so bad. He goes, Billy, don't worry. If you ever get pulled over or police are interrogating you, I want you to whip out my card and just say these words. And this really is his card. I laminated it because I was really scared. I've been carrying this every day for 25 years. I can prove it's that old because it has his pager number and facsimile number. Although Professor Kling may still have a pager and a fax machine. It's funny, the card says, Billy, if anyone questions you, just read this. My lawyer is Richard Kling. I understand my constitutional rights to remain silent, to have an attorney present during this question. See, I'm ruining it. I've never had to say it. This is so good. I understand my constitutional rights to remain silent and to have an attorney present during any questioning. I do not give up those rights. Please stop questioning me until Richard arrives. I will be happy to share his pager number and fax number with you. Thank you, Professor Kling. I didn't show up to your class. You're right. I apologize. And you have showed up for me and my family over and over again. You represent the best of what Chicago Kent has to offer: compassion, service, and commitment. All right, graduates. Look around the world today, and you see headlines of chaos and craze, pain and protest, division and despair. And when you're in a dark place, sometimes it feels like you're just buried by it all. But perhaps with this new superpower we all have, and that you have now, instead, it's almost like you've been planted, like a seed. Chicago Kent's changed my life by planting many seeds, but I have to just say, the three that I shared, the compassion to care for others, the creativity to find new solutions to any problem, and most of all, the courage to face life's challenges with grounded, quiet confidence. Those same seeds of compassion, creativity, and courage are in each of you, and guess what? It's your time to bloom. So the question in life, when times are hard, and people are in need, and perhaps there's opportunity for you to serve, it's not why me. You're going to be asking yourself that a lot. It's not why you. Instead, we should ask and answer today and every day moving forward, when there is need, it's why not me? Why not you? Why not us? And why not now? May we always serve hope, kindness, and love. Congratulations, Chicago Kent 2024. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Billy. We so appreciate your joining us for our commencement and for your engaging remarks. And now, everyone, it is with great pleasure that I present the graduates. I call upon Associate Dean Steve Sowell to introduce them individually.
Greetings to our graduates and guests. I will read only the names of those graduates who are present today, and we ask that you please hold your applause until all candidates have received their degrees. First, I present the 2024 graduate of the Juridical Science Doctor Degree Program. Will the candidate please rise?
Yeah, there was no mic. All right, the mic's now on. Just a reminder that as soon as you've gotten your hood, don't wait for anyone, anything. come on down to the end of the stage so I can give you your diploma cover.
Receiving the degree of Juridical Science, Ning Ding. Receiving the degree of Master of Laws in U.S. International and Transnational Law. Mirlem Bagirav. Naima Bandera. Olag Bilik. Marion Blanchard. Alexander Blumel. Marina Carlotti. Farah Dahabra. Yulia Datsenko. Radostin Dimitrov. Leila Elshensoy. Anouk Grospitz. Dogan Khan Gul. Aisha Habi Boglu. Sophia Ivanishev. Maxime Kariv. Daniel Kaluev Koverniak. Ihor Hugto. Tanatin Kurtsilava. Buse Kalich. Anna Kobakic. Tivertia Mariami. Nini Maglakais. Arancha Nunez. Sabina Pezieva. Dimitro Paralizia. Veronica Raglina. Omar Samedinov. Afandil Sofromadze. Iroda Suyunova Shuhrat Kizi. Raya Teicher. Togrul Baliev. Mariana Vasilev. Maria Vinitska. Arnold Visha. Shunya Shao. Arnold Chitran Sai. Jungche Su. Vladislav Yastrubetskaya. Amir Eshlin Yusaipov. Receiving the degree of Master of Laws in Global Business and Financial Law. Asel Alikanova. Irakli Chomakashvili. Sharon Cornelis. What? What is? Okay. Melita Diakonich. Cesar Guevara. Sopiko Sofia Gugava. What's going on? Okay. Zhu Huang. No. Alexandra Yan. Holta Cora. Meet Korkmas. Igor Krasanovsky. Joanna Leip. Okay. Gulnara Nursaitova. Leandro Osmilari. Rafaela Carlotta Rashman. Franziska Anna Sadzia. Yang Dong-chu. Receiving the degree of Master of Laws in International Intellectual Property Law. Nurayem Arsenbekova. Dutrail. Natalia Gorodetska. Lars Hammerich. Marta Vazdianska. Sina Mutamba. Sai Krishna Pada. Mariami Siradza. Mihail Stanev. Receiving the degree of Master of Laws in Legal Innovation and Technology, Otar Dukasvili. Emil Husenov. Guvanca Kalandadze. Misha Kuzemski. Ohan Shimsek. Rabab Taha. Moses Okan Uso Abia. Barat Yagtona. Receiving the degree of Master of Laws in Trial Advocacy, Abachid Anna. Michelle Estevez Bohm. Fabian Fuchser. Diana Gregorian. Sarab Isahabno. Yosef Ivanek. Alexander Karachi. Victor Kushik. Victoria Martian. Who was that? Anybody know where it was? So, what's that? If I can, please come here. Please come around here. What is your name? Okay. Thank you. Aikichi Nwosu. Anna Petronjovich. Suihua Rao. Christina Shayusurke. I didn't get the card. Hira Tunio. Rista Vutovsky. Jungying Wu. Chi Sha. Receiving the degree of Juris Doctor, Paul Ansani. Cassidy Janine Aranda. Hannah Auten. Matt Baldwin. Abigail Barse. Paige Barrett. Nikita Bhatia. Natalie Rachel Bober. Nicholas Boblet. Alexander Bomer. Emil Bogos. Nicholas Michael Bowman. Miles Bravo. Jordan Briggs. David Sigmar Brown. Allison Buchanan. Claire Bullington. Manuela Burrick. Emma Byrne. Aurelia Campisi. Emmanuel Centeno. M.K. Clayton. Anna Marie G. Klobuchar. Shadon Coleman Epps. Carson Conlon. Julia Kearns Cormier. Scott Cornelius. Lucas Coughlin. Stephen Gregory Reiner. Jack DeBacker. Tyler Dennis. Caitlin Deaver. Alexandria Rose Devlin. Jennifer Dickey. Milan Doan. Kylie Dodd. Sydney Duncan. David Luis Duran. Sylvie Rockman. Brittany Dushman. Keegan Dyer. Lena Mahmoud Ibrahim. Abigail Shireen Ellis. Alexis Andres Beck. Brendan Epton. Jay Esparza Castillo. Amit Etiel. Brooke Evans. Kayla Farhang. Henry Wells Feroli. Clarice Fisher. Maddie Fontenot. Jackson Frank. Zach Fry. Erin Elizabeth Gallagher. Rafael Antonio Garcia. Zoe Christina Gatsamos. Kyla Gauthier Vaughn. Joshua Geiger. Michael Giesler. Marissa Ann Gelliber. Danielle Lee Ginsberg. Mauricio Gomez Franco. Jack Gorman. Sarah Gortowski. Justin Howard Gunn. Helen Gustafson. Isaac Harnden. Grace Nicole Hydorn. Blanca Henkel. Madison Hernandez Barber. Sam Heddle. Jessica Himes. Brandon Hollyfield. Megan Ann Hubdy. Anita Kwan. Blake Huggins. Sophie Ilunga. Mohammed Hassan Javed. Zariah Jeffers. That still wasn't as loud as the air horn we had a couple years ago. Prina Jala. Lynn Ann Johnson. Charles Jarrett Johnson. Justin Guy Jordan. Jenny Jung. Chloe Cantioris. Seema Ruxi Karimi. Parker Carmel. Jessica Claire Keneally. Abir Khan. Arashi Khanna. Umang Khanna. Sandra Kauri. Scott Klinger. Gabrielle Patrick Kokashka. Stephen Kroniak. Mariana Kostova. Carrie Kumiega. Fiona Madeline Lamb. Bridget Lencheski. Kantilisa Lang. Elizabeth Laram. Ari Lieberman. Lydia Lieberman. Robert H. Linkhart. Sydney Ilana Liss Abraham. Nicole Ita Lopatinsky. Patrick Lynch. Ethan Lyons. Justin Manns. Megan Anna Minogue. Demia A. Marshall. Jake Marshall. Kyla Jacqueline Marshall. Bernice Martinez. Chris Mather. David A. Matson. Blake McAtee. Lindy McVeigh. Megan Merrill. Madeline Sarah Mershon. Bradley Michalowski. Amanda Miller. Morgan Minnow. Aisha Mohammed. Pablo Moreno. Charles Morris. Haya Muhammad. Ryan Edward Musla. Samantha Myers Deneen. Eddie Nahas. Patricia Claire Napleton. Michael Naga Jr. Christopher Navarez Asdar. Haley Nichols. Theo Noparstak. Rachel Joy Norris. Alexander John Nosevich. Mary Kate Nowak. Connor James O'Donnell. Blythe Oswald Paban. John Zachary Pacer. Alicia Panthier. Jonathan Michael Panton. Audrey Park. Dongjin Park. Jonathan Potter. Grace Quigley. Christine Sunita Raghubar. Dayan Vijithan Brajamohan. Jackson Rainville. Noah Ramirez. Ricardo Ramirez. Angelica Ramos Halasco. Sarah Rash. Philip Rinaldi. Eleanor Reardon. Eric Rivera. William Rome. Gerardo Ruiz. Hannah Grace Russell. Michael Sakamoto. Danya Mohammed Saleh. Jose Antonio Salinas. Lindsay Sanderson. Janie Sanford Hardiman. Nayla Sater. Marissa Scavelli. Ian Schmidt. Jesse Sharon. Benjamin S. Scheinbein. Sydney M. Shelstad. Emily Shimanovsky. Clint Shivers. Chelsea J. Smith. Liberty Renee Smith. Samantha Smith. Charles Summers. John Thomas Spellman. Alan Spivak. Emily Stakas. Jacob Strauss. Deepak Sundaram. Evelyn Tarnowski. Danielle Christine Taylor. Noah Yamana Tekla. Andrea Tehran. Allison Elise Terry. Chrysophilus Theodosis. Cameron Joseph Thomas. Samantha Thomas. Aaron Thompson. Paul James Tanner. Nathan Toy. Brian Alexander Tyler. Heather Nicole Urbanchek. Sabrina M. Valdez. Nicholas Valdivia. Sophia Villeda. Ewen Wang. Caitlin Watkins. Elizabeth Catherine Weber. Daniel Weil. Hannah Lindsay Werner. Nancy Whaley. John Wiggum. Hannah Faith Weesey. Chaton Williams. Claudia Voislav. Shelby LaRue Wilson. Justice Winston. Catherine Withers. Samantha Wolf. Caroline Grace Woodmansey. Ashley Moy Wooten. Yasmin Yusuf. Anne Zakreski. Noah Zile. And not least, but last, Eric Zhang. Dean Krug, this concludes the presentation of candidates for the Juris Doctor degree.
All right. Now for the very best part. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Illinois Institute of Technology, I confer upon you the degree of Juridical Science Doctor, Master of Laws, or Juris Doctor, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and obligations. Congratulations, class of 2024! All right. So, thank you, Dean Soul. To the class of 2024, know that it has been my honor to bask in your successes, and I look forward to watching your careers flourish. I invite the president of the Chicago-Kent's Alumni Board, Randy Micheletti, from the class of 2009, to share a few words before we depart today. Randy, do you need this script? Or are you using it? I'm going to take this for a second. Great.
I know, what a bummer, right? Over the next 90 minutes, I'm just kidding. Dean Krug, Mr. Deck, faculty, families, and graduates, congratulations. Thank you for the opportunity to address you today on such a life-changing occasion. But I do have to ask, what are we doing? What are we doing? Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely here today to applaud all that you've accomplished as students. I know how hard that grind has been for each and every one of you, and especially for the handful of you that were unfortunate enough to have me for class. But more importantly, I'm also here to welcome you to the Chicago-Kent alumni community on behalf of the Chicago-Kent Alumni Board. But really, what are we doing? And just indulge me for one more minute. In August 2006, Professor Doug Godfrey emailed his Legal Writing 1 class, including myself, asking us to each bring in a lawyer joke for the first day of the semester. A dumb icebreaker, I assumed. I gave it all of 45 seconds of thought and brought in this classic from American humorist Roy Blunt Jr. A man receives a letter from his lawyer that reads, "Dear Sam, I thought I saw you walking out of Alice's diner the other day, so I crossed the street to say hello. It wasn't you, though. I hope you and the family are well. 1/10 of 1 hour, $50, payment due in 30 days. This wasn't a dumb icebreaker. We spent the entire class session sharing those bad jokes and debating why lawyer jokes in general are funny. We know why they're funny, right? They're funny because there's an awful lot of truth behind every one of those lawyer jokes. We've kind of earned it as a community. Let's just be honest. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm not going to lie to you, there will be many, many days in your near futures where you will ask yourself, what am I doing? That's going to happen, I promise. Whether that's imposter syndrome or an actual gap in knowledge of what you've learned and what you need to learn, that question is absolutely an important question, but it's not the one I'm asking today. I'm asking you instead to ask yourselves individually and as a collective, what are we doing with our time, our resources, and our influence? Are we leveraging those gifts for good or for our own individual gains? Are we using our skills for the benefit of those around us or for our own bottom line? Are we taking a moment now and then to improve the lives of those who haven't had the same opportunities, or do we exploit those moments and exclude others? I submit, and I hope that you agree with me, that we will all be better off, individually and collectively, and also as an interconnected society, if we just take one small step once in a while that answers the question, what are we doing? You won't be alone in this mission, I promise you. Today, you join an incredible community of Chicago Kent alumni, many of whom already spend a lot of time doing incredible things to answer that very same question. Chicago Kent's alumni community, your alumni community, includes activists like Robert Stangstack Abbott, who founded the Chicago Defender newspaper, Esther Dunshee Bauer, the founder of the Illinois League of Women Voters, Anita Alvarez, former Cook County attorney, Kwame Raoul, the current Illinois Attorney General, M.G. Gordon, a leading advocate for privacy rights in the 1960s, Ilana Rovner, appellate judge for the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals, an Emmy Award-winning self-described terrible student who fed 500 families a day during the pandemic. Several former Illinois Supreme Court justices and countless governors, state representatives, state senators, congressional representatives, and local politicians, many of whom, I'll note, have never ever been indicted. Don't cancel me for that one. So as you enter this next amazing, scary, awesome, wild, and exciting phase of your professional lives, dedicate yourself as much as you can to answering the question, what are we doing? We alumni who have already crossed this stage are so eager for you to join us in answering that question. Congratulations on all you have already accomplished. Now, your real work begins. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy, for your remarks. This concludes the 2024 Chicago Kent College of Law Commencement. Congratulations again, class of 2024. We ask that the audience please remain seated until the academic recession has concluded. Thank you. Thank you.